Welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Enjoyed chatting a bit with my friend Becky Edelberg about the travel experiences, entrepreneurial experiences, and I am thrilled to be joined here in studio by a man that not only works hard on behalf of his clients and on behalf of business, but is actually planning a fantastic event and is involved in a very, very cool thing called the Superhero Collective. Tim Brigham, thank you so much for joining me here in studio.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me. Let's start by learning about you as a professional before we get into the fun stuff of superheroes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So I'm a 16-year veteran of the mortgage industry. I have been through the subprime meltdown. I've been through all of the challenges that we have seen in the real estate community, and it's been a wonderful ride. But I've loved every minute of it. In that we've gained quite a bit of experience, and I've got a really cool team, and I'm very blessed every single day to walk into my office.
So you're the branch manager of Waterstone Mortgage. So what are things like these days? What's the housing market like, and what's your specific niche? What kinds of people are coming to you?
So right now in the market, the very common thing that's being said is there's a lack of inventory. There's still a lot of buyers out there. There's still a lot of people that are interested. We're starting to see the market come back full force where, the doom and gloom that you hear about with subprime and all these other things are pretty much gone. It's back to business as usual. The niche, if you will, is I am in residential finance. So I deal with anywhere from 1 to 4 units and anything from condo, single family. I've got quite a bit of clients that are investors, purchasing for a portfolio or those things. But you name it, in the residential realm, I'm your guy.
So what makes you guys at Waterstone different than many of the other folks that people hear about? There's some folks that have large billboards and put up their names and their pictures all over the place. You seem to pride yourself certainly on relationships. That's something that I've seen all over your website. And a little bit about you as a person, as a professional. You seem to pride yourself on your reputation.
I come back, the first thing I brought up was the subprime meltdown, because that's what always jumps out at me. Is that we've lived through some crazy times. I've held positions at Countrywide, Washington Mutual. I've lived through the times of, needing to make sure that the clients had the right advice at the right time and planning for the future. So that's what you get from me and my team. We're looking towards, 10, 15 years down the road from now. We learned in experiences that, you can't just put someone in a loan. It's not that simple, right? You need to look at what the whole picture is. So what I pride myself on is you can't put that on a billboard, right? I mean, you can. I can take a fancy picture and put the emotional attraction to real estate out there, but the reality is this is your loan, right? So what does it matter to you? We need to sit back and ask the hard questions and go through these things and map things out, because life changes.
And so people don't often think of a mortgage lender as necessarily the most creative sort of folks that are out there. But in reality, you have to be very creative in finding solutions for either that first-time home buyer or somebody that may have had a little bit of a story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has a bit of history. Do you and your team, are you able to be creative?
Well, within the creative realm it more comes through asking the right questions, right? Where we need to go through and ask. I find that some lenders will look at something and go, "Oh, well, that works," or "It doesn't." Well, there's always layers to this, and ask the additional questions of being solution based. See, clients will come to us, and maybe it doesn't work right now. Later on down the road, we may have to map out a plan so that we can get you to that place. So to be creative, no, but to be the correct advisor, absolutely. We make sure to get you on that plan so that we can figure out what's going on. Listen, you'd be hard-pressed to find something that we couldn't do in our platform. I mean, we are a really good lender. We've got every single facet. But when it comes to creative financing, we have Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac rules that we have to follow, but then we also have these relationships with these other investors that maybe they don't look at it the same way. So I just encourage people to give me a call and walk them through it.
Well, let's make sure we share that contact information because after a very quick commercial break, we're going to be talking about a little bit on a lighter side. If folks are tuning in through Facebook Live, they're seeing you in a very nice blazer and looking really dapper. But there's another picture of you in, I believe, a Batman suit. Which people will not see, but we're going to explain that. So now that we've teased that out. But in the meantime, Tim Brigham, Waterstone Mortgage, how can people learn more and get in touch with you?
You can call me directly, 224-622-4876. Once again, that's Tim Brigham, 224-622-4876.
That's great. So, again, we're going to be chatting about the Superhero Collective in just a moment. But, Tim, you live actually nearby the studio over here. Tell us a little bit about, I always love to squeeze in a little bit about small business and entrepreneurial community. Tell us a little bit about the small business community in the Arlington Heights area.
Well, Arlington Heights is amazing. I mean, I wanted to live in the city. I fought hard to live in the city, and my wife, being from this area, said, no, we need to check this out. Arlington Heights is amazing. You have lots of community. You've got a lot of small business owners that have beautiful shops in the downtown, and it's a tight-knit community. Lots of community involvement of getting neighbors, shaking hands, and helping each other. Awesome.
Well, we're going to talk some more about it in just a moment. Tim Brigham, the Superhero Collective. We'll be right back on Get Down to Business. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm joined here in studio by Tim Brigham, who we talked a little bit about the mortgage industry, and I talked a little bit about his attire for the day. But there is a Batman suit somewhere out there, probably at home in your closet, that I think looks pretty good on you. Tim, you are the president of the Superhero Collective. I know that there is a story behind that. Please tell our listeners how you got this started.
Well, my son had actually gotten sick. He was admitted to the hospital. He passed out at Target, and I got a frantic call from my wife. She had me rush from work, walked into the hospital to find out that he had something that was going to keep him there for about 3 days. They had to give a breathing treatment every hour on the hour. Basically, you got a little small child that is cooped up in a room that's got albuterol going through him. I mean, he's climbing the walls. You get it gets a little stuffy in there. So a nurse came in day 2 and invited him to do a seek and find. Basically, it was a superhero seek and find that he would go through the hallway and pick out superheroes. As my son is going through and picking all these superheroes out, I turn around and I bump into this little girl who's got an IV and her seek and find, and she's fumbling with it, and she's by herself. So I went, and I can't pick her up. She's not my kid, but I go to hold her hand. I'm like, come on. She's like, help me. I said, sure, okay. So I'm holding her hand, and I'm walking through the hallway, and I'm helping her with the seek and find. We get to the end, and this is where the Superhero Collective came from. They opened this door, and it was filled with toys. And I just watched this beautiful thing unfold where kids got to be kids again and get a new toy, and be reminded what it's like to be normal. So this bothered me so much that just watching this amazing thing unfold where kids just forgot about being sick, I took it to my business partner and I said, listen, this bothers me. Like, I want to do something. I want to give back. This was such a special moment. I think I'm going to dress up and I'm going to be Batman. And he looks at me and he goes, remember, we run a mortgage company, so it's super, professional most days, right? So I'm looking at this guy who's single with no kids, and he goes, what? What are you talking about? I said, no, listen. He goes, okay, yeah, just brushing it off like, yeah, whatever, Tim. I don't let it go, and we basically started setting meetings, and it got basically thrown together, and it just blew up. Now we've done all kinds of really cool things where I've been doing this for a little over 4 years now.
And there's so many success stories. There are so many people whose lives you have changed, and really I know that you do a lot of the work. First of all, how's your son doing?
He's great. He's great. Takes a treatment every day, but he's great. And he's actually Iron Man in the charity, so he goes with me.
Well, he should be so proud about what he inspired, because it's moments like that which are life changers, game changers, and I know for the rest of his life, hopefully the impact that you're having will be something that will last for many, many, many generations, frankly. So the Superhero Collective, you've gotten this started. You have a great board. You have some fantastic people, and I know that they sort of, as you scroll over your board members' names, there's a different image and a different I guess look that pops up over their face, which is so very appropriate. But you have something really important coming up, and I want to make sure we highlight it and invite all of our guests to it.
So we have come up with a new mission where it's cool showing up as Batman and doing all of these things and surprising kids, but with the network of people that are surrounded me in Chicago, we have such a special group. We have decided to try and raise enough money to purchase a home, renovate it, and donate it to a family that is going through something with a child that had treatment options and those things. We want to try and help and impact them as much as we possibly can, and that's the best thing we could come up with. I think it's powerful. So we're putting all our network communities together, and July 31st at the Godfrey from 6 to 9, we're having the biggest fundraiser we've ever had. And if you've ever been to one of my events, they're amazing. It's a lot of fun, lots of energy. This is going to be a lot of community leaders and change makers. We're going to have local politicians there. Senator Iris Martinez has graciously taken the reins here and jumped in and said, I'm helping you with this event, and partnered with us. So we're expecting quite the guest list. It's 2 weeks.
Is it okay to show up in uniform?
You can. It's black tie. I mean, I won't kick you out. But.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? There might be. You might see me in a different. Actually, right now I'm casual, but different than the average suit and tie. I don't know. I kind of like coming in with the scene.
I feel like you just called it. I feel like that's the thing. You should get out there and do it. We'd love it.
It's kind of fun. Well, you have a great. I know you've been doing a number of different fundraisers, a number of different ways to. For people to get involved. If people can't make it on the 31st or people are not in the area, how can they get involved? How can they support the Superhero Collective?
So we have two things. We're on Facebook as The Superhero Collective, or you can go to just our website. It's www.thesuperherocollective.com, and there's our story as well as a donation page where if you'd like to just do a donation. Any donation that is made, it's to a true 501c3, so it's tax deductible. If you want to reach out to me directly and see how you can help with the charity, it's heroes@thesuperherocollective.com, or you can call me on my cell, 224-622-4876.
So it's coming up July 31st, and right now the funds that are raised, it's supporting efforts in what area?
So we're thinking that it might take more than one event. We're going to see how this goes, but the big one is to purchase a home, renovate it, and donate it to a family. We're also looking to expand our outreach within the hospitals. I've got an idea now where I'd like to go into a hospital with a green screen, take a picture of a child who doesn't have the ability to leave the hospital, and have that photoshopped to turn them into a superhero. We've got all kinds of outreach things that we're trying to do to impact these children because this does work. It's
awesome.
incredible.
Let's share that website one more time so people can find it.
Sure. It's thesuperherocollective.com.
Thesuperherocollective.com. Who knows? You might just see me there in a fun outfit. It's coming up July 31st. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be fun. It supports a great cause. We're going to be right back here to Get Down to Business. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.